reporting we did on the Fed Ex worker who was shot at by a father-son duo. They tried to kill the man. The man gets into his delivery truck. He flees. He lives. He survives. FedEx has fired him. Let me give you the update to this story. Put up the picture full mass. D. Montario Gibson, the black man who was shot at, the young man was shot at and chased by two white men while delivering for FedEx last year, has now been terminated for refusing to get off of workers' compensation leave. I'm going to give you a hell of a story about why, according to FedEx. While the shooters, Gregory and Brandon Case, were charged after turning themselves in, they were released on bond a day later. They chased this man and tried to kill him. Just days before Gibson was terminated, a judge declared a mistrial in the attacker's case. Now, I want to say this about the mistrial. Keep the picture up. The judge had no choice. When I looked at the reason why the judge declared a mistrial, it was because the detective fouled things up, maybe even intentionally, in order to get a mistrial. But if the judge did not declare a mistrial, the conviction would have been completely overturned on appeal. I have no doubt about it. At this point, the prosecution has to file again. I believe they will. If they're found not guilty, double jeopardy is attached. They cannot be held accountable for the crimes that they committed. The refiling of charges needs to be expedient. Gibson said he felt disrespected by the decision. Since 2022, he had been on workers' compensation leave, receiving about 1/3 of his pay. That's it, just 1/3 of his pay. He took the leave after he reported to law enforcement the incident he experienced with Brandon and Gregory Case on January 24th, 2022 in Brookhaven, Mississippi. Moore, Gibson attorney, said his client did not have the mental capacity to return to work while undergoing psychological treatment as a result of the incident. Quote, he didn't feel that they should unilaterally decide when he gets to go back to work when he is still undergoing medical treatment. He has not been cleared to go back to work by a physician, said Moore of his client. Let me give you some background to the terrifying events that has contributed, obviously, to the mental dynamics, the psychological issues that he currently has. One, he was working for FedEx when this went down. He was an employee on his job, and he had a traumatic event happen to him, okay? Gibson told his manager and police that the father and son duo attacked him while he was delivering packages to a house on their property on a dead-end public road. He was in a rented Hertz delivery van and not an official FedEx vehicle. That is permitted. They do that. The men allegedly chased Gibson for about 7 minutes while he was delivering packages on his route in Brookhaven, Mississippi. This was on January 24th, 2022. The pair fired at least 5 shots into the van, according to court records. Gibson, now 25, said he had not interacted with the men before the shooting. He didn't know them. He said nothing to them. He didn't know why they were shooting at him. He just knew he had to get away. There's more. First, one of the men tried to box him in with a pickup truck while he was on the grounds. Then, as he drove away, the other man pulled out his gun, firing, striking the vehicle, leaving holes in the van and parcels inside. The young man immediately called his job, speaking to a supervisor, even before calling the police. While they're treating this as a situation that occurred in real time, the level of coordination would have led me to believe, if I were a prosecutor, that this was premeditated, that this was planned, that they were just waiting for someone to, well, let's just say fit the bill. There's more. In light of his termination, Gibson and his attorney are now suing for double the original amount. They had a lawsuit filed, or this young man had a lawsuit filed earlier against FedEx. It was thrown out because it was just poorly filed. This recent move by FedEx has caused the new attorney to file double the amount. Moore says his client, when he was still employed, filed a $5 million federal lawsuit against FedEx, which alleged the company violated his civil rights because of his race, did not care about the trauma he experienced while on the clock. On August 10th, a federal judge dismissed the complaint, saying Gibson's legal team failed to establish their client was experiencing race-based discrimination by the employer. Not that he was not experiencing discrimination or even unequal treatment, but it was not race-based. That is simply a legal dynamic that the attorneys may not have proven adequately. Despite tossing out the lawsuit, Moore contends he will be filing a new civil lawsuit, doubling the amount he was seeking in damages to $10 million. On August 17th, a Mississippi judge criticized the negligent handling of the case by law enforcement. This includes a detective's testimony about withholding a copy of a videotaped police interview with Gibson, which happened after the alleged incident. Why is it so difficult to do the right thing? FedEx is a billion-dollar corporation. Workman's comp, this man is getting less than 1/3 of his normative salary. He was shot at. They tried to kill him, box him in, trap him, and murder him while on the clock for FedEx. Maybe there's some contributory negligence here, FedEx. Why do you allow your delivery drivers to drive delivery trucks that are not clearly marked? Oh, this is going to get deep for FedEx, believe that. But all they had to do was treat the man like a human being. Let me put it in another context. 25-year-old white female goes into a black community, driving for FedEx in one of their allowable unmarked vehicles. Two black men, father-son duo, they think there's something else going on. They try to trap her. And then they shoot inside of the van and chase her for 7 minutes. Do you think she gets fired this week? Of course not. This is the reason we highlight these stories. We want fairness. We want equity. Jessica, thoughts?
It sounds like FedEx and a lot of companies that operate like FedEx, they want their workers to assume personal risk on behalf of the company. And that risk allows the company to profit in some way. They don't want to be responsible as the employer to pay what they're legally obligated to. And so instead they fire the worker because they don't want to pay the workers' compensation. Paying the workers' compensation was not a nice thing for FedEx to do. It's the cost of doing business when you're putting workers in a risky situation. A third also of their income is the floor. I mean, moreover, a good business would make the driver whole again and then make some changes, invest in the security of their drivers and compensation rather than wait for a lawsuit to hit. Because I think ultimately they've made the economic calculation and have determined that not investing in the security and waiting for a lawsuit when it comes across, their lawyers' desks is a lot cheaper than actually if they invested in that security and made their workers whole again and decided to run the company in a responsible way. They've decided to instead treat workers like they're expendable because it's more profitable for them. And so that's why so many workers for UPS and FedEx are prepared to strike with the Teamsters when they don't get the contracts that they want. They have no choice but to withhold their labor and organize because the company won't do the right thing and they can afford much better lawyers than the average FedEx worker can.
That's right. Well said. We will bring you updates as the story develops.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before I start this video again, I will give a shout out to Dr. Rashad Ritchie, indisputable with this story. So let me get this straight. This black man is doing his job delivering packages from FedEx in, I guess, the predominantly white community. So he dropped the package off, and these two racist white men decided that they attacked him and basically chased him down the road, boxed him in, shoot at him. Lucky he made it out alive. And all because, FedEx basically refused to pay his workers' comp, he gets let go. He gets fired. So basically, he risked his life for a company that don't give a damn about him. Because why would you, and like Dr. Rashad Richards said, if it's the other way around, she would not get fired. Matter of fact, basically she would sue the two men that shot at her if this was the other way around. Now, if I were this young man, I will double amount from, and I'm not going to double amount from 10 million. I'm going to go for like 30 million against FedEx. And I'm going to tell you why I say go for 30 million. Because FedEx terminates you for refusing to pay you workers' comp, which even the doctor proves that you can't return to work because he got to go to this psychiatric evaluation, right? So then FedEx want to terminate you because honestly, he has every right to get paid with workers' comp, but because of that, FedEx will let you go. Really? And then, to me, now I'm not a lawyer, but I do study law in college, however. That is wrongful termination. So if I were him, I'll get my attorney to sue them for $30 million. That's 20 that's 10 times more than that, because to me, it shows you that FedEx, the thing is, you risking people's lives for a company that don't give a damn about you. And this young man almost got deleted that day for defending a company that he's doing his job for. And he's 25 right now, but he was 22 when he got shot at by these two white supremacists. See, this is, and guess what? The judge had no choice but to have a mistrial in that situation, because basically they could have overturned the conviction of these two white supremacists that shot at him, even though they were wrong. But because of the detective botched the investigation, the judge had no choice but to just make it a mistrial. But the thing with FedEx is that their drivers is risking their lives to do their jobs, delivering packages. And he went through hell with these two white supremacists. And again, the father-son duo reminds you of Ahmaud Arbery. And you telling me that FedEx fired him because they refused to even pay him workers' comp? Or he refused to get out of workers' comp, so you fired him? So yeah, if I were him, forget 10 million. I'll go for 20 million against FedEx for wrongful termination, because that is indeed, excuse me, that is indeed wrongful termination. And this is mainly the reason why, and I'm going to say it like this, UPS, that's why their Teamsters won, because they got what they wanted. So yeah, if I were the guy, if I were this young man, I'm not gonna go for 10 million. I'm going for 25, or either 20 to 25 million against FedEx for wrongful termination. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll talk to you in my next video. This is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.